Book of Heaven, Volume 21, May 12, 1927. Just as our Lord, by forming redemption, did more than if he had freed us from all chastisements, so it is for the one who must form the kingdom of the Divine Fiat. A power prevents her from dying. How God calls souls to form the laws and to rule the world. I was feeling oppressed, not only because of the privation of my sweet Jesus, but because of the continuous threats of grave chastisements, of nearing wars and revolutions with infernal methods such as to be horrifying. O God, what pain, to be forced by a supreme power to see these evils, the blindness of the leaders of nations who want the destruction of the peoples, and my impotence in being able to stand before divine justice with my pains, to make the peoples be spared so many evils. So I felt the weight of life, and I ardently longed for the celestial fatherland, since I could not arrest the course of so many evils with my pains. And my beloved Jesus, moving in my interior, told me,
"My daughter, how do you think I would have done more if I had freed the peoples from the chastisements they deserved because of so many sins, or by having formed the redemption? The chastisements were temporary pains. The redemption was an eternal good that never ends. Had I freed them from chastisements, I would not have opened heaven for them, nor given them the right to glory. On the other hand, by forming the redemption, I opened heaven for them, and I placed them on the way to the celestial fatherland, giving them the lost glory. When one must do a greater good, he must content himself with putting the minor good aside, more so, since the minor was to serve the balance of justice, and my humanity could not, nor did it want to oppose this divine balance. Furthermore, the chastisements were to serve as a call for creatures, as speaking voice, as sentries, in order to shake them from the sleep of sin, as a spur, in order to place them on the way, as light in order to lead them. Therefore they were also means in order to make them receive the goods of redemption, and I did not want to destroy these helps. And this is why, in spite of my coming upon earth, the peoples were not completely exempted from the chastisements they deserved. Now, my daughter, you think you would have done more had you freed the peoples from the chastisements so necessary in these times, and in seeing that this is not granted to you, life becomes bothersome for you, and you would want to come to the celestial fatherland. Poor daughter, you are such a child in the knowledge of the true goods, great, incalculable, and never-ending, and of the goods which are little and finite. Is it not greater to form the kingdom of my divine will in order to make it known, to prepare the way so as to let them enter into it, the light of its knowledges in order to lead them, to give happiness, the original state of their creation, back to creatures, to enrich them with all the goods which a divine will contains? Comparing the good produced if you had freed the peoples from all chastisements to the great good of the kingdom of the supreme fiat, the first would be nothing compared to the second. So you find yourself in my same condition of having to content yourself with forming the kingdom of the divine will, which is greater than anything, while as for the chastisements, you must content yourself with letting them follow their course in part. More so, since I keep you on earth for the kingdom of my will, this is your special mission.
But the terror I felt within me because of the grave evils which Jesus had made me see was so great that I would rather not be on this earth. And I thought to myself, it seems to me that a great adverse power moves death away from me and forces me to cross the exile. Many times I feel as though I am about to die, and it has been but a few months since I felt as if I were about to reach my celestial dwelling. But nothing, everything went up in smoke. This adverse power drives me back, and I remain in the miserable prison of my poor humanity. Who can this power be that harms me so much? Who is it that places himself across my happiness? Who prevents my step, my flight, barring my way and driving me back with such rude and cruel manners? But while I was thinking of this, my sweet Jesus moved in my interior, telling me,
My daughter, do not afflict yourself too much. You hurt yourself very much, and I suffer in seeing you suffer like this. Do you want to know who this great adverse power is? It is the whole of heaven that places itself across your steps, your flight, preventing you from coming into the celestial fatherland so longed for by you. But do you know why? Because they want to see in you, completed, the kingdom of my will. They themselves, all the celestial residents, want to be reintegrated into the honor and the glory which is missing in them, because my will was not complete in them while they were on earth. Therefore, they want to see this will of mine in you, completed in you, in order to receive, through you, the complete glory of it. This is why, when they see that you are about to take flight, all the power of heaven objects to it, and vigorously opposes your steps. However, know that this power of heaven is not your enemy, but your friend. It loves you very much, and it does this for your good. Know, my daughter, that the one who will form the kingdom of my will on earth will form the complete crown of their glory in heaven. And do you think it is trivial that they are expecting this complete glory of the supreme fiat from a sister of theirs? So say together with me, Fiat, Fiat.
I remained afflicted, but all immersed in the divine will, and my sweet Jesus added,
My daughter, when I call souls in a special and extraordinary way, I act like a king when he elects his ministers, and together with them he forms the laws and dominates and rules the kingdom. So I do. I call these souls to participate in my regime, in my dominion. I form the laws which rule the whole world. And since I have called you in a special way to make you live in the royal palace of my will, my volition itself brings you my most intimate secrets, and shows you the grave evils, the wars, the infernal preparations which will destroy many cities, and your littleness, unable to bear the sight of these grave evils, justly wants to come to heaven. However, know that many times ministers dissuade the king from forming punishing laws, and if they do not obtain everything, they always obtain something. The same will be for you. If you do not obtain everything, as long as you remain on earth, you will obtain something. Therefore, pluck up courage and let the flight in my will be continuous.
Thank you for being a part of our community here at Divine Will app. If you enjoy listening to Jesus' lessons on how to live in the divine will, please give this video a thumbs up. Your likes help us reach more souls yearning to live in the kingdom of the divine will. We'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections, so drop a comment below. Your insights not only enrich our community, but also inspire others on their spiritual journey. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining us, you're helping to spread the news of the kingdom of the divine will, so that together we can bring His kingdom to reign on earth as it is in heaven. In the divine will, always.